Hey there, true believers, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the newly revealed Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine figure. There's two different versions of this figure, the standard and the deluxe, and we will be going through both of them. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we have a lot of pictures to look through, so let's go ahead and get this started. We are taking a look at these images through Facebook. It's a post that Sideshow posted. I initially went to Hot Toys' page, Hot Toys Collectibles page, but I seen that Sideshow tagged them and posted more pictures, so we are going to look through the Sideshow post. First up, we have this image right here, which is a good mix of the standard version and the deluxe in terms of the accessories shown. Right here we have the base figure, and then the deluxe accessories would be the battle damage gauntlets, the battle damage chest piece, and the unmasked Wolverine head, the Logan head. We'll just refer to that as the Logan head. And then moving on here to the right, we have another another example of that same look, but this time these shoulder pads are added, and it's absolutely incredible. I love it. I love it a lot. And then here is a look that's more familiar to us in terms of what we've seen so far in the trailers. It's a much more cleaner suit with the sleeves still attached. I gotta say, this look is definitely growing on me, especially since we know we're gonna get something a little bit closer to the comics in the film, so I'm not so against this. Not that I was to begin with, but it's like, why you messing with me? So I'm definitely pretty happy with that right now, and I'm a big fan of the way they did the deluxe and the standard, how they approached it this time around, and I will go more in depth in that when the time comes. Right here you can see that the Wolverine, or the Logan head rather, comes with separate rolling eyeballs, which is very, very cool. I don't know if this is the first time that Hot Toys has done this for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but it is a nice touch regardless. Here, it's a perfect, actually this is a perfect time to go over why I really like the deluxe and the standard version. Right here you can see it says 3 styles of display. Now I can imagine that this is going to be a 3 different looks that we're seeing in the film. I think that the majority of the time we see the masked head would probably be during when he first has the suit on. I've seen some people say that he's going to have the mask at the beginning of the movie and then not have it for the rest of the movie. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but if it is true, let me just get this out of the way. If it is true, and we don't see this combo right here with the sleeveless arms, the shoulder pads, and the mask, if we don't see it, I am very, very grateful for Hot Toys giving us the ability to replicate that look. Because if that's true, then Hot Toys basically just made it so you can replicate the look of the majority of the film, or mix the look with the majority of the film with the what looks like the third act of the film, with this sort of look here. So if that's the case, kudos to Hot Toys. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and Marvel that is, and assume that Wolverine does look like this at some point in the movie. If he does, chef's kiss. Very, very grateful for that. But what I'm thinking is we're probably going to see something that looks like this majority of the film, with the mask coming on and off throughout the movie. Maybe if it's a battle scene or a action scene or something like that. And then eventually we're going to see this look with the mask on, the shoulder pads on, and the sleeves head being ripped off, or however they get removed. And then we're probably going to see the mask get removed and the shoulder pads get knocked off, and basically turning into this suit. For obvious reasons, I think most people would say, like, they're going to give us the mask, but, like, the majority of the time he's not going to be wearing it. They're paying Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine. They're going to want us to see Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. It makes perfect sense. But I hope we do get to see all 3 of these looks. The first 2 are definitely in the movie. We have seen them, but in terms of the third look with the mask and the shoulder pads, I hope that is the case. But like I said, if it's not, I'm very grateful for Hot Toys making it a possibility for the figure. So there's that. Moving on. Moving on. Here's another look of the more classic style Wolverine appearance with the shoulder pads and the mask and the sleeveless look, of course. But this time they have the battle damage on there. The battle damage gauntlets, the battle damage shoulder pads, and the battle damage chest piece. It looks absolutely incredible. Now, this is something that I didn't really notice before, but I am noticing now. It's sort of the weathering on the legs and it's a little bit on the body, but the legs it's more noticeable just because you have these kind of long stretches of staining and weathering on the seams, and then the rest of the costume's kind of clean. I would like to see them kind of make it a little less uniform, make it so it's a little less obvious that this weathering is just in the seams. I'd have to look at the movie suit again just to get that confirmed, whether that's accurate or not. But even if it is accurate, like, I'm not a big fan of that. I want to see the weathering look a little bit less uniform. But seeing these seamless arms, rather, they look incredible. The vein work, the texturing, the hair, it all looks really, really sharp. And I need this. I need this boy in the collection. I really do. Here is a look much similar to what we're probably going to see towards the beginning of the film. Not too shabby. A bit of a mixed look here with the sleeveless. Well, they are sleeveless. The sleeveless arms, the shoulder pads, and the unmasked head looks very cool. Here's another shot with a similar look. And then here's another shot of the clean suit. I'm really, really, really liking this. A big fan. I'm not a huge fan of the way Wolverine's hair looks like in the movie. I think the way Hot Toys did it, they pulled it off a little bit better. His beard doesn't look as strange to me. And they also made him a little bit more youthful. He doesn't have so much gray in the hair. As you can see here, he looks a little bit more youthful. I'm not a fan of the hair, but for my personal preference, I'm not going to have him wearing the Hugh Jackman head. That's if I get the deluxe at all. I'm not going to have him with the Hugh Jackman head or the Logan head. I think if you want to get a good Logan head, a good just Logan figure, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, I think the best route would be the recent Days of Future Past figure in the street clothes, and then you buy this figure to get that full-on Wolverine look. I think that's the route to go. At least for myself. Here you can see a shot of those open hands. I do like those. And the gritting teeth. Oof, looks incredible. Here's another shot with that gritting teeth. And here's a little bit more of a feral Wolverine pose. Much more classic Wolverine. I really do like that. This all looks very, very nice. Very excited. So here you can see something we've seen in the end of the trailer. It looks a little bit more like the final battle. Most of the suit has been ripped off for the body. Very, very, very nice. Those arms, again, those arms look really sharp. Anyway. Oh, here's a close-up of the Wolverine interchangeable mouths. They look great. Very, very, very cool. And then here's a look at the majority of the accessories. Again, you can see here the exclusiveness. You get the unmasked head, the sleeved arms, and the battle damage interchangeable pieces. And then with the standard version, you get the base, the hands, the interchangeable claws or attachable claws. So I'm guessing you get one set of claws, and then you can interchange them into all the hands. The clean parts of the suit, and then it looks like you get a split cut boot design, and then of course the Wolverine mouth plates. Now again, I really like the way that they did the exclusive version and the standard version this time around, making the standard version of the Wolverine the comic style Wolverine with the mask, the sleeveless arms, and the shoulder pads, and then making the deluxe version include the sleeved arms and the unmasked head. Because to be fair, as much as we love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, to be fair, in terms of this specific figure, that's going to be the less desirable part of the figure. I'm sure nobody would complain about having an unmasked Wolverine head, but if you're going to only buy one version, actually, let me rephrase that. If you were only going to buy the one version and you don't care about it having everything, then the standard version is completely acceptable. You get the perfect Wolverine costume, at least the ability to do that, with the sleeveless arms, the mask, and the shoulder pads. But if you want the addition to the sleeved arms and the battle damage pieces, you can go ahead and get the deluxe. and the unmasked head. If you were to ask me when they just announced the figure a couple of days ago, I would have assumed that if they were going to do a standard and deluxe, I would have assumed that the standard version would have come with the unmasked head and the sleeved arms, and the deluxe version would have allowed you to get the Wolverine mask and the sleeveless arms, because that makes more sense in a business standpoint, where you get the less desirable version of the figure be the cheaper version, and the more desirable version of the figure to be the more expensive. That way you get people to buy the deluxe version. More people will buy the deluxe version. But the way that Hot Toys did it, they did it, you get the best of both worlds. If you just want to buy the cheaper version, you get the essentials. But if you want to go ahead and get the deluxe version, you get that unmasked Wolverine head and more options to make the figure more screen accurate based on the scene that you're basing it off of, I guess. So yeah, I think we've done enough talking here. I'm very, very excited for this figure, and I don't think I can let it pass up. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But until next time, I'll mess it up. Actually, before we say that, if you want to hit the like button, that would be great. The subscribe button, all that, comment, all that would be greatly appreciated if you decide to do so. And of course, until next time, true believers.